Hello, and we are back on the Loper Winfred Show with Lord Jones, the author of Mr. Pip. Okay, Lord, I have 3 quotes that went together by the theme in the book. The first is said by Gilbert's uncle, and he says, "By the way, fish go to heaven." The second quote is said by Matilda, and she says, "Yes, thank you God, I've been thrown against a bank." The final quote is said by Mrs. Seep in the classroom, and she says, "God mixed the souls of dogs and triggerfish together." These may seem like very plain, unadulterated quotes, but the reason that I picked these lines in the theme. What were you thinking about religion that tied these quotations together? Even though there are a lot of atheists and agnostics in our world, religion is now and will always be one of the major stages upon which our society bases itself. Religion and God are referenced to regularly throughout the lives of citizens, even if they do not realize that they are doing it. Religion has worked itself way into our subculture so thoroughly so as to be a very common and casual entity, which is a far cry of the exceedingly religious leaders and communities of the decades past. Religion now has multiple sides. Newer generations seem to simplify traditions and occasions that would have been celebratory in the past. God especially is worked into conversations now by non-believers regularly, so that he is seen as a standing joke or even a normal part of conversation. However, throughout the novel we see another view of religion, which is a rare occurrence in different parts of our world and society today. The religion in Bougainville is accepted without question. Facts of religion in this older country, in this area, that is behind the rest of the world technologically. God and heaven and the devil are still accepted, and they are not openly questioned. Religion is as easily accepted as a snowstorm in the winter. So you're saying that to these people, religion is not a standing joke? Exactly. Simple phrases such as, "Oh my God," or "Thank the Lord," while being meaningless to a good portion of our society, did have a basis in faith. In the past, when people had spoken these powerful phrases, they meant a lot more. These phrases were looked at as a form of prayer, as an actual cry out to God. Now, however, the reader probably barely even gave a second thought to these phrases. In this case, I wanted to show how much the respect level for God and using his name in vain has changed over the years. That is so, so true. In my house, if I ever said God in a casual and disrespectful way that it is used now, I would have gotten a mouthful of soap and no dinner. Things definitely have changed. Okay, the next quotation was on its own, but it's still very impactful. The quote was said by Matilda regarding what she learned in school. She narrates, "We heard you can sing a song to make an orange tree grow. We heard about songs that work like medicine. There are even songs to get rid of sores and boils." What does this quote encompass? The next idea that arose was that all religion follows certain patterns, and that it is predictable. Religion itself is a very straightforward thing. Within every religion there are acts you must do, rites you must accomplish, and habits you must follow to ensure you remain in good standings in the religion itself. There are clearly good and bad paths, and when you do the right and proper things that you are asked or told to do in the religion, you can expect good things to happen. Contrarily, if you do bad deeds or disobey the rules of the religion, it will conversely work against you. In the quotation, Matilda discusses other types of religion that she learned from a parent at school. Opposed to her mother's high-touted Christianity, this religion discusses doing certain rituals or ideas that, when accomplished, the person who acted will reap the rewards. This is very similar to almost all other religions, but not so much in a material sense. For example, in Christianity, followers are taught that if they follow the 10 Commandments, they will go to heaven. This can be directly compared to the idea that if you sing to a tree, the fruit will go faster. In this case, the 10 Commandments would be the song that must be sung, and making it into the kingdom of heaven after your death would be the fruit to be collected. The novel is showing that all religions are very similar. They ask for you to make the first move, and then they will give you something in return. Are you saying that making it into heaven is as easy as singing to a tree? No, not at all. But that's exactly the kind of thought process I want to encourage. Yes, it may seem like a silly idea, but many different religions seem silly to other people. You can't convince someone else that what you're doing is right, and they cannot try to convince you either. You must believe yourself that your religion is right, and that following habits and things like that will get you to where you want to go. It all comes down to faith. So true. Okay, everyone, brief commercial break, and then we'll be back to ask more questions of Mr. Jones.